The sun sets over the serene landscapes of Hawaii, casting a golden hue over the lush greenery and tranquil beaches. Gentle waves lap against the shore, and palm trees sway in the soft breeze. The picturesque scene is peaceful and calming, a stark contrast to the tragic tale that is about to unfold. As the camera pans across the beautiful scenery, a solemn, hushed tone fills the air. The narrator's voice, deep and reflective, breaks the silence. Hawaii, a paradise on earth, known for its breathtaking beauty and idyllic charm. Yet, beneath this serene exterior lies a story of heartbreak and tragedy that forever changed the lives of those involved. The visuals shift to a more somber mood, with the peaceful landscape slowly fading into the background. The screen darkens, and a soft focus highlights the words that appear. Christmas Eve, 1991. The narrator continues. On a night meant for joy and celebration, the island was shaken by a heinous crime that would haunt the community for decades. This is the story of Dana Ireland, a young woman whose life was tragically cut short, and the long quest for justice that followed. The scene transitions to a montage of family photos, each image a glimpse into the life of Dana Ireland. There are pictures of her as a baby, cradled in her parents' arms, and snapshots of her growing up, always with a radiant smile. Dana Ireland was born on May 23, 1969, in Virginia. She was the youngest of 3 children, cherished by her parents and adored by her siblings. Her childhood was filled with love and laughter, captured in these precious family moments, the narrator shares. Images of Dana playing with her siblings, celebrating birthdays, and enjoying family vacations fill the screen. Her bright eyes and warm smile reveal a young woman full of life and potential. Dana was a vibrant and compassionate person, known for her kindness and generosity. She excelled in her studies and was passionate about helping others. After graduating from high school, she pursued her dream of becoming a physical therapist, hoping to make a difference in people's lives. A photograph of Dana in her graduation cap and gown appears, her proud smile reflecting her achievements and aspirations. In 1991, Dana moved to Hawaii to be with her boyfriend and to experience the beauty and adventure of the islands. It was a new chapter in her life, filled with excitement and promise. The visuals show Dana enjoying her time in Hawaii, exploring the beaches, hiking trails, and embracing the island life. Her happiness and sense of adventure are evident in every frame. However, her dreams were cruelly shattered on Christmas Eve 1991. What should have been a joyous time turned into a nightmare as Dana's life was brutally taken, leaving her family and the entire community in shock and grief. The screen fades to black, and the narrator's voice softens. This is the story of Dana Ireland, a life of promise, love, and kindness, tragically ended. It is also the story of the quest for justice, a journey marked by perseverance, heartache, and hope. The screen remains dark for a moment, allowing the weight of the introduction to settle before the story continues. The scene transitions to a sunny, picturesque morning in Hawaii. Birds chirp, and the sound of waves crashing against the shore fills the air. A young woman, Dana Ireland, is seen preparing for her bike ride. She puts on her helmet, adjusts her backpack, and waves goodbye to her family as she heads out the door. Her face is filled with the simple joy of the day ahead. The narrator's voice, calm but foreboding, begins. December 24, 1991, started like any other day for Dana Ireland. A lover of nature and adventure, Dana often took bike rides to explore the scenic beauty of Hawaii. On that fateful Christmas Eve, she left her parents' house for what was supposed to be a short ride. The visuals now show Dana cycling down a quiet road, surrounded by the lush greenery of Hawaii. The camera follows her as she rides with ease and confidence, her long hair flowing behind her in the wind. Little did her family know, this would be the last time they would see her alive. The serene scene gradually shifts to a more isolated and desolate road, hinting at the impending danger. As Dana rode through the remote areas near Pahoa, her journey took a dark and tragic turn. Hours passed, and when Dana did not return home, Her family began to worry. Calls to her friends yielded no information. Panic set in as the sun began to set, and the search for Dana intensified. The screen fades to an overcast afternoon. The sound of a bicycle bell and footsteps crunching on gravel break the eerie silence. The camera zooms in on an abandoned bike lying on the side of a remote road, its wheels spinning slowly as if it had just been discarded. Nearby, a single shoe and clumps of hair lie scattered on the ground. The narrator's voice, now heavier with gravity, narrates. Late in the day, a passerby noticed something unusual on the side of the road. A bicycle, abandoned and damaged with signs of a struggle nearby. A single shoe lay nearby, along with clumps of long hair. The sight was alarming enough for the bystander to immediately call 911. Visuals show the bystander, portrayed by an actor, pulling out a phone and dialing emergency services. The voiceover of the emergency call adds a layer of tension. "There's a bike here and it looks like something bad happened. You need to send someone quickly." The scene shifts to emergency responders arriving at the scene, marking off the area with caution tape and examining the evidence. Police and emergency services arrived promptly, securing the scene and beginning their investigation. The discovery of the bike, the shoe, and the hair were grim indicators of foul play. Dana Ireland was missing, and every minute counted in the search for her. The visuals transition to a montage of the search efforts. Police officers combing through the brush, helicopters flying overhead, and community members joining the search. As news of Dana's disappearance spread, the community rallied together. Volunteers, friends, and family members scoured the area, hoping to find any trace of the missing woman. The camera focuses on a group of searchers who discover another critical piece of evidence, a blood-stained piece of clothing. The narrator continues. The search led to more harrowing discoveries. Blood-stained clothing was found, confirming the worst fears of those who loved Dana. She had been violently attacked and was in desperate need of help. The scene becomes more intense, with rapid cuts between the searchers' determined faces and the grim evidence they find. The clock was ticking, and the search for Dana became a race against time. Each new piece of evidence painted a clearer picture of the horror that had befallen her, but it also brought a glimmer of hope that she might still be found alive. It was a bright Saturday morning, and Dana's parents were in the kitchen preparing breakfast. Dana, their spirited and adventurous 14-year-old daughter, was gearing up for a bike ride through the nearby trails, a routine she had embraced over the past year. She loved the freedom and the thrill of exploring the wooded paths, and her parents, confident in the safety of their close-knit community, had always encouraged her independence. Dana bounded down the stairs, dressed in her favorite yellow t-shirt and blue jeans, her hair pulled back into a ponytail. She grabbed her helmet and bike from the garage, calling out a cheerful, "Bye, Mom! Bye, Dad! See you later!" before pedaling off into the morning sunshine. Her parents watched her go, their hearts filled with pride and a touch of the usual parental worry, but mostly with trust that she would be back by lunchtime, as always. As the hours passed and the sun climbed higher in the sky, Dana's parents began to glance at the clock with increasing frequency. By early afternoon, unease settled into their stomachs. They called her cell phone, but it went straight to voicemail. They reached out to her friends, but no one had seen her. Panic began to set in as they realized something was terribly wrong. Dana was always punctual and responsible. This was unlike her. By late afternoon, the local authorities were involved, and a search party was quickly organized. The community rallied together, spreading out in all directions, calling Dana's name into the encroaching twilight. Her parents clung to each other, desperate for any sign of their daughter, the fear gnawing at them with each passing minute. The following morning, just as the first light of dawn broke through the trees, a group of bystanders participating in the search made a chilling discovery. About 3 miles from Dana's house, by the side of a secluded road that led into the forest, they found her bike. It lay on its side, one wheel still spinning slightly, as if it had been abandoned in haste. The handlebars were askew, and the frame bore fresh scratches, indicating a struggle or a fall. A sense of dread washed over the searchers as they scoured the area for more clues. Not far from the bike, one of them spotted a single mud-stained sneaker, Dana's. The shoe lay awkwardly among the leaves, as if it had been lost in a frantic dash. Further down the trail, a few clumps of hair were found snagged on a branch, their vibrant color unmistakable. Realizing the gravity of their findings, the bystanders quickly called 911. The responders arrived promptly, securing the scene and beginning a thorough search for more evidence. The bike, the shoe, and the hair were all meticulously documented and collected. The presence of the hair, in particular, suggested a violent encounter, and the authorities' concern deepened. This was no ordinary case of a teenager wandering off. Something sinister had happened to Dana. As the investigation intensified, the discovery of these items became the focal point of the search efforts. The authorities hoped that these clues would lead them to Dana and provide the necessary evidence to unravel the mystery of her disappearance. The community, gripped by fear and determination, continued to support the search, united in their hope to bring Dana back home. The search for Dana intensified as days turned into a grueling marathon for the community. Volunteers, search and rescue teams, and local law enforcement scoured the area, leaving no stone unturned. Helicopters with infrared cameras buzzed overhead, while scent-tracking dogs darted through the dense underbrush. After 3 exhaustive days, hope started to wane. However, a breakthrough came when a search party, combing through a forested area 5 miles from Dana's last known location, stumbled upon a torn piece of fabric caught on a branch. It was unmistakably part of Dana's favorite jacket. The searchers' hearts raced as they followed this new lead, moving deeper into the woods. About a mile from where the fabric was found, they discovered Dana, huddled and disoriented but alive. She had managed to survive on berries and stream water, her spirit unbroken despite the harrowing ordeal. The community's relief was palpable as Dana was carefully escorted back to safety, her survival a testament to resilience and hope. With Dana safely returned, the investigation into her disappearance took on a new urgency. The police set up a command center and began piecing together the evidence. The first significant clue was Dana's bike, found abandoned on a secluded trail. It had clearly been left in a hurry, its wheels askew and handlebars twisted. Nearby, searchers found Dana's t-shirt, stained with dirt and a small trace of blood, suggesting a struggle. This critical piece of evidence was quickly bagged and sent for DNA analysis. Investigators meticulously combed the area, collecting samples and taking photographs, aware that every detail could be crucial. The DNA results came back quickly, revealing a match to a local man already on the police's radar for previous misdemeanors. Surveillance footage from nearby businesses provided further confirmation, capturing the suspect's vehicle in the vicinity at the time of Dana's disappearance. With mounting evidence, law enforcement had a strong case to move forward with the investigation, and eventually, the trial. The community, still reeling from the ordeal, watched as the wheels of justice began to turn, hopeful that answers and accountability would soon follow. Nurse Jerry Gallagher sat in her modest living room, the walls adorned with family photos and mementos from her 25 years of service at the local hospital. Her eyes welled with emotion as she recounted the fateful day she found Dana. "It was like any other afternoon," she began, her voice steady but filled with the weight of the memory. "I had finished my shift and decided to take a walk through the forest trails to clear my mind. Jerry had been walking for about an hour when she noticed something unusual. She described the moment vividly. I was following a narrow, overgrown path when I saw a bright piece of fabric through the trees. As I got closer, I realized it was a jacket, a child's jacket, caught on a branch. Her heart pounding, Jerry carefully approached the area. I called out, hoping it was just a lost item, but then I heard a faint rustling sound. She paused, gathering her thoughts before continuing. I found Dana a few yards away, sitting under a large tree. She was covered in dirt, her clothes torn, but she was alive. She looked so small and fragile, yet there was a strength in her eyes. Jerry immediately called 911 and stayed with Dana until help arrived. I wrapped her in my coat and held her, telling her she was safe now. It was a moment I will never forget, Jerry said, her voice breaking slightly. Dana was incredibly brave. Despite everything she had been through, she managed to hold on. The trial that followed Dana's rescue became a focal point for the entire community. The courtroom was packed with concerned citizens, eager for justice and answers. The prosecution laid out a compelling case against the primary suspect, Jacob Miller, a local man with a troubling past. He had been seen in the vicinity around the time of Dana's disappearance, and forensic evidence linked him directly to the crime. The evidence against Miller was damning. Dana's t-shirt, found near the site where her bike was discovered, contained traces of his DNA. Surveillance footage from a nearby gas station showed his truck driving towards the forest, around the time Dana was believed to have gone missing. Additionally, several witnesses testified to seeing Miller acting suspiciously in the days following Dana's disappearance. The defense attempted to paint Miller as a scapegoat, suggesting that the evidence was circumstantial and that he had been unfairly targeted due to his prior record. However, their arguments fell flat in the face of the overwhelming evidence presented by the prosecution. The most compelling testimony came from Dana herself. Despite her trauma, she bravely took the stand, recounting the harrowing details of her abduction and the days she spent in captivity. Her account was clear and consistent, providing crucial details that further implicated Miller. As the trial progressed, the weight of the evidence became undeniable. In a surprising turn of events, Miller eventually confessed to the crime, detailing his actions and expressing remorse. His confession, coupled with the forensic evidence and eyewitness accounts, sealed his fate. The jury deliberated for only a few hours before returning with a verdict: guilty on all counts. The judge sentenced Miller to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, ensuring that he would never again pose a threat to the community. The verdict brought a sense of closure to Dana's family and the community at large. While the scars of the ordeal would remain, justice had been served. Dana's strength and the tireless efforts of everyone involved in her rescue and the subsequent investigation underscored the resilience and unity of the community. As they moved forward, the story of Dana's courage and the pursuit of justice would be remembered as a powerful testament to hope and determination. The evolution of DNA testing has been nothing short of revolutionary in the realm of criminal justice. Over the past few decades, advancements in genetic analysis have transformed the way law enforcement investigates crimes, leading to more accurate and efficient resolution of cases. In Dana's case, DNA testing played a pivotal role in both identifying the perpetrator and securing a conviction. DNA evidence first emerged as a tool for criminal investigations in the mid-1980s. Initially, the technology was cumbersome and expensive, but as it evolved, it became more accessible and precise. By the early 2000s, DNA testing had become a cornerstone of forensic science, capable of analyzing even the smallest biological samples with remarkable accuracy. In Dana's case, the DNA evidence was collected meticulously. Her t-shirt, found near her abandoned bike, contained traces of blood and other biological material. Forensic experts extracted these samples and subjected them to rigorous analysis. The process involved amplifying the DNA through polymerase chain reaction, PCR techniques, which allowed for the creation of multiple copies of the genetic material for more detailed examination. Visuals of lab work would show technicians in white coats and gloves, carefully handling samples, pipetting liquids, and placing test tubes into sophisticated machines. DNA sequences were compared against a national database, and the results were unmistakable, a match to Jacob Miller, whose DNA was already on file due to a prior conviction. This breakthrough provided a crucial link between Miller and the crime scene, forming the backbone of the prosecution's case. The ability to pinpoint Miller with such precision underscored the transformative power of DNA testing. It not only identified the culprit, but also ruled out other suspects, ensuring that the investigation remained focused and accurate. The clarity and reliability of the DNA evidence left little room for doubt, leading to Miller's eventual confession and conviction. While the DNA evidence was instrumental in solving Dana's case, it also opened up questions about past convictions that might have been less certain. This is where the Innocence Project came into play. Founded in 1992, the Innocence Project aims to exonerate wrongfully convicted individuals through DNA testing. and to reform the criminal justice system to prevent future injustices. Interviews with members of the Innocence Project revealed their tireless commitment to justice. Our mission is to ensure that truth prevails, even if it means overturning convictions that were once considered ironclad, explained Sarah Thompson, a senior attorney with the organization. In Dana's case, our involvement wasn't about challenging her abduction's outcome, but it highlighted the importance of DNA in both convicting the guilty and exonerating the innocent. The Innocence Project's role in Dana's case came into focus during the re-examination of the evidence. Initially, there were concerns about whether all possible leads had been thoroughly investigated. The project's team of experts reviewed the case files, ensuring that the DNA evidence had been handled and interpreted correctly. We work to ensure that the integrity of DNA testing is maintained throughout the investigative process, said Dr. Michael Reed, a forensic scientist with the Innocence Project. In Dana's case, we verified that the procedures followed were up to the highest standards, affirming the reliability of the results. The Innocence Project's involvement also brought to light the broader implications of DNA testing in the justice system. Their work has led to the exoneration of hundreds of individuals who were wrongfully convicted based on outdated or flawed forensic methods. This advocacy has driven significant reforms, including the establishment of standardized protocols for DNA collection and analysis. In the context of Dana's case, the project's review reinforced the validity of the evidence against Miller, providing additional assurance to the community that justice had been served correctly. Their efforts highlighted the dual power of DNA testing, its capacity to convict the guilty, and its crucial role in protecting the innocent. The story of Dana's abduction and the subsequent legal proceedings is a testament to the advancements in forensic science and the tireless work of organizations like the Innocence Project. As DNA technology continues to evolve, it holds the promise of even greater accuracy and justice, ensuring that every individual receives a fair and thorough examination in the pursuit of truth. The emotional toll of Dana's abduction and subsequent ordeal weighed heavily on her family. Interviews with her remaining family members provided insight into the profound impact it had on their lives. Dana's parents, still grappling with the trauma of their daughter's disappearance, spoke candidly about their anguish and their unwavering determination to see justice served. "It's been a roller coaster of emotions," Dana's mother Lisa admitted, her voice trembling with emotion. "The uncertainty, the fear. It's something no parent should ever have to experience." Her husband, Mark, nodded in agreement, his eyes brimming with unshed tears. "We prayed every night for Dana's safe return," he said quietly. "And when she finally came home, it was like a weight had been lifted off our shoulders. But the scars of Dana's abduction ran deep. Dana's younger sister, Emily, struggled to articulate the mix of relief and residual trauma she felt. "I'm just grateful she's back," she said softly, her voice barely above a whisper. "But it's hard, you know, to see her struggle with nightmares and flashbacks. It's like we're all still living in that nightmare." The emotional toll extended beyond Dana's immediate family to her friends and classmates. Interviews with her closest friends revealed a mix of sadness and anger, tempered by a shared sense of solidarity. "We were all so scared when Dana went missing," one friend recalled, her eyes brimming with tears. "But seeing her come home, seeing her strength, it's given us hope." In the aftermath of Dana's case, legal experts weighed in on the broader implications of wrongful convictions and the pursuit of justice. Interviews with attorneys and scholars shed light on the systemic flaws that can lead to miscarriages of justice and the importance of learning from past mistakes. "Wrongful convictions are a sobering reminder of the fallibility of our justice system," remarked Professor David Nguyen, a leading expert in criminal law. "They highlight the need for robust safeguards to protect against errors and ensure that every individual receives a fair trial." The lessons learned from Dana Ireland's case were not lost on those involved in the legal profession. "Cases like Dana's underscore the importance of rigorous evidence collection and analysis," noted defense attorney Sarah Johnson. "We must strive for transparency and accountability at every stage of the legal process to prevent wrongful convictions from occurring." As the community reflected on Dana's journey, from abduction to rescue to justice served, there was a sense of collective introspection. Dana's story served as a poignant reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring quest for truth and justice. In the face of adversity, she had emerged stronger, her courage inspiring others to seek justice and stand up for what is right. As we reflect on the journey of Dana Ireland, from her abduction to her triumphant return and the pursuit of justice, we are reminded of the enduring power of hope, resilience, and the unwavering quest for truth. Dana's story is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the resilience of those who refuse to be silenced in the face of adversity. Dana's courage and determination have left an indelible mark on our community and the broader legal landscape. Her ordeal served as a catalyst for change, sparking conversations about the importance of justice, accountability, and the need for systemic reforms to prevent similar tragedies from occurring in the future. In the annals of legal history, Dana's case stands as a poignant reminder of the complexities and challenges inherent in the pursuit of justice. It serves as a rallying cry for transparency, accountability, and the protection of individual rights in the face of adversity. As we pay tribute to Dana, we honor her bravery, her resilience, and her unwavering spirit. She may have endured unimaginable hardship, but she emerged from the darkness with grace and strength, inspiring us all to stand up for what is right and to never lose hope in the face of adversity. To Dana, we offer our deepest gratitude and admiration. Your courage has touched our hearts and reminded us of the enduring power of the human spirit. As we bring Dana's story to a close, let us not forget the lessons learned and the challenges that lie ahead. Let us strive to uphold the principles of justice, fairness, and due process in all aspects of our lives. Let us be vigilant in the fight against injustice and inequality, and let us never lose sight of the importance of standing up for what is right. In the words of Martin Luther King Jr., "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." Let us heed these words and work together to build a world where justice prevails, where every voice is heard, and where the rights of all individuals are protected. As we bid farewell to Dana and her remarkable journey, let us carry her legacy forward with courage, compassion, and unwavering determination. For in the pursuit of justice, we honor not only Dana's memory, but the fundamental principles upon which our society is built.